Protocol observed, members of press, we are delighted to have you here at the headquarters of Talent Africa. And my name is Kenna Mackenzie. I will be your moderator for this particular media experience. In the middle, we have Mrs. Sylvia Namutebi Alibai, who has been carefully selected as the 43rd Mrs. World representative from Uganda. This is for the 43rd Mrs. World competition. They'll be happening in Sri Lanka this August and September. That's for the 2021 year calendar. Now, obviously, this is after 10 years of no representation from Uganda, so we are very delighted. Due to the COVID-19 situation, restrictions and all that, virtual contests were actually held to identify candidates in respective nations to represent at this very massive international affair. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, help me and give a round of applause to Mrs. Sylvia Namutebi, Mrs. Uganda, Mrs. World Uganda. Now, moving on real quick, Mrs. Sylvia, just to give you a bit of detail from her, Mrs. Sylvia Namutebi Alibai reigned as Miss Uganda in 2011 and was instrumental in actually reviving the Miss Uganda pageant as the Miss Uganda project coordinator for the years 2018 and 2019, during which she actually cemented her portfolio in the pageantry world. Now, she has since dedicated her life to working with different charity causes around the country, as well as working with the Miss Uganda Foundation, where she pioneered the project to eradicate jiggers from the Busoga region in Uganda, that is 2012. Now, obviously, Mrs. Sylvia has worked with children living with disabilities, families affected by the HIV pandemic. Recently, actually started the Smile with Sly, a project aimed at helping single mothers and young people affected by the coronavirus pandemic. The project also aims at raising awareness geared towards the safe motherhood in marginalized communities of Uganda in partnership with Talent Africa Foundation, where she's actually a director. Now, Mrs. Sylvia chose pageantry because it gives her a platform to impact the change she would like to see in society here in Uganda. She looks forward to serving as Mrs. Uganda 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to Mrs. Sylvia Namutebi Alibai.
All protocol observed. I want to appreciate the people standing with me on this side. Kayla Mackenzie, he's not new to the media. Thanks for joining the Talent Africa family. Our manager and now my digital manager for Mrs. Uganda World, Brenda. And obviously, I wouldn't be seated here with this huge title without my lovely husband, Ali, who is also my boss. I thank you guys for creating this team that is going to make sure that this is a successful franchise in Uganda. I'm really, really overjoyed and overwhelmed at one, the support and curiosity from the people who want to really know more about what Mrs. Uganda is, but first really excited for the international community that awarded me this title. This is more than a title, it's a responsibility, which responsibility I really love. The Mrs. World title goes beyond beauty and goes beyond brains. It has to do with actual tangible work you as a woman are doing in society. So it's a very huge responsibility for me that I'm excited to partake and be the pioneer here in Uganda. Through my research, I've got to know that I'm the third representative of this title in this country. I've got to know Halima Namakula was the first representative so many years ago. Then she was followed by Crystal Newman. And then a whole 10 years later, I've been able to take on the mantle by God's grace. The process for me was a surprising process because I got contacted by a pageant, an international pageant scout on my Instagram, who thought my profile was exciting and viable and would be good if I was among the nominated candidates from Uganda to compete for this title internationally. I do not know. Most people ask, do you know who else was? I do not know. I did not care to ask, neither was it my business. So after reading about him, knowing that he's a legit person and is authentic, I went ahead and approved that you can email me with all the details you need from me. As I did my research on what Mrs. World is and what they stand for, and it's a pageant that has existed for 43 years now. It used to be called Woman of the World before. It turned, in 1984, it turned into Mrs. World, formally. So I saw that it's something in line with what I like to do, with things I'm interested in, with what I want to get out of life. And I went ahead and gave him my profile, and I fulfilled all the obligation as a pageant scout, what he needed from me. And he said, okay, you'll hear from us. It was a bit of a wait, 2 weeks of waiting before I had, and he said, your application has been approved by the international committee. You're going to proceed to submit a new form to the Mrs. World organization. I partook of that. I wrote my essays. I gave in my profile with all the picture evidence, my businesses, my charity work, my husband, my marriage certificate, pictures of my kids. So it was a whole venting process, my entire social media handles. And it was a 1 month of wait. This is all happening last year. At which I'd almost given up, saying maybe these guys chose someone else. But December, actually, we were just from doing, I think, Smile with Sly, when the news broke on their websites and their page that had been the official nominee of the Mrs. Uganda World title. Quite exciting for me. And then there's lots of things I had to do, which is to complete their corporate image. And they sent me the CI for the search, since everything is should be done online, no physical events. I completed that, and the beginning of this month, I was confirmed as the official Mrs. Uganda World. So. Thank you. That's the journey that everyone has been wanting to know. But I'm feeling a vacuum that has not been filled in 10 years. And I'm so glad to take on this mantle. So everyone there should know Crystal Newman has been Mrs. Uganda for 10 years, and no one was stepping up to the plate to take that on. So I'm really greatly honored that I'm taking on this mantle, and I'll be the first queen to have 2 titles of a Miss and advancing to a Mrs. officially. I think that's really groundbreaking, and I'm so glad to be the first one to have that title. This opens up opportunities for me, for the foundation, Talent Africa Foundation, and for all the young married women out there. Because this title is not just a title, it's a responsibility, like I said. So much comes with it. When you go to the international level of it, you have to be a woman of virtue, a woman of substance, capable of creating real, tangible change in the community you represent. And once you're able to provide that, you have a lot of backing from the franchise to make sure that your project succeeds, make sure your projects are well funded. So I think it's an amazing opportunity for all of us young ladies out there, and I'm going to make sure I open up this platform for many more young women, married women, to create a change in this kind of community. Mothers, single mothers, women with ambition, where do you go next? I'm hoping, it's my dream that after my representation, the franchise gets a home here in Uganda. There's a lot we can do with it. I'm thankful to the members of the media, really thankful. Some of you know my journey from when I was a very little young girl in Miss Uganda. You have supported me, really supported me, And when we took on the Miss Uganda franchise together with Kezi to have a home here at Talent Africa, most of you, much as you had lost faith in the franchise, you said, there's Ali, there's Sylvia, let's come and see what you guys have to offer, what you have to tell us. You came in big numbers in 2018, you supported the Queen we elected, and you saw the amazing results that we all produced. And today, we called you again for another major opportunity for Uganda, and you have not disappointed. You've come to support us, you've come to hear what this new title is all about and how you can help. I'm truly, truly humbled, Uganda Media. Thank you so much. Without you, we cannot do it. You also know that. Without the help of the media pushing our message, pushing the projects we have to offer, without your help, we find a lot of obstacles. But once we have you on our side, our information is available to millions of Ugandans and people around the world. So I'm very happy for your support, for honoring this invitation, and I'm counting on you to continue giving me this amazing support so that we bring that crown here at home and we feel that kind of impact that it can create for this society. On that note, I want to thank my Talent Africa team that are working on the background. I will be officially managed by Julie. Where is Julie? Julie Erusa. She will be my official manager. She will be taking on most of the calls and most of the questions and my daily work routine as my work starts right now. I have a 6 months campaign, and from the head office we already have challenges that we have to do, which include showing off the most beautiful parts of your country, showing off your traditional wares from the country you come from, and showing the impact of the cause that you are involved with, which projects I'm already hands-on. I think next week we are having the Women's Day celebration, and it will be the next chapter of Smile with Sly. We are going to have an e-conference, a challenging conversation between men and women, and where that empowerment has reached and what it means to the boy child. We're going to have Fat Boy, me, and so many other exciting guests and young people that will come to join the e-conference to get challenged on issues that are faced between man and a woman on our journey as women to receive true emancipation. It will also be featured in my challenge for Mrs. World. So we are going to need you a lot in pushing for this, in pushing my challenges, my campaigns. I also want to tell you that the voting is open on the Mrs. World social media, on Facebook and Instagram. If you can, please do get these links. It takes you straight to my profile. Like the profile, say something nice. That will mean a lot to me. And then there will be voting going on the website, and once that is open, I'll be sure to communicate to whoever needs this information. Otherwise, on that note, thank you, my first sponsors who didn't ask a word: Lillian Clothing, Zuri Hair, Tina Brad. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for having faith even before the news broke that I won this title. You guys say this, Sylvia on this, we are going to support you. So thank you to my initial sponsors, and many more are going to come on board. I would like to let you know that. Otherwise, thank you so much.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate my wife, Sylvia. This is going to be an exciting journey. You're an amazing mother, amazing wife, hardworking woman, a philanthropist, and you always want to give back to society and do good things. And I think, she came to me last year and said, look, these people have nominated me for being in another pageant. Is this something that you would be okay with? And it was a bit of a tough question, but I mean, I think I answered correctly in saying that she should do it, and if she wants to do it, she should follow her dream. And if she wants to do another pageant again, she did the Miss Uganda pageant in 2011, which was 10 years ago. And you know, it's important for her to follow this dream, and if she wants to do it, we're gonna support her and give her, you know, all the encouragement to go there to Sri Lanka and hopefully come back with the crown. She has a lot of experience in pageantry as a former Miss Uganda, as a project coordinator of Miss Uganda 2018, 2019. She came runner-up in Miss Global, so I think she understands like the dynamics of pageantry very well. I think you're a pro in pageantry, so I think that's going to be an advantage that you have when you go to Sri Lanka. So we wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to the journey and coming along with you to Sri Lanka. I'm allowed to come, right? Anyways, thank you guys for coming. I'm going to pass it up to Sylvia.
Miss Brenda Wilson, who is actually our office and of course marketing manager. Brenda, please take it away and have a word.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Good morning, everyone. All protocol observed. Thank you for coming. Special thanks to our sponsors who have made all this possible. My name is Brenda Wilson, as Kela has mentioned, and I will be working with Sylvia as her digital manager on her journey to Mrs. World. Sylvia's work and winnings in the pageantry world have established her brand and business. She runs a consultancy targeted to small and medium enterprises, helping them build their brands and their businesses. Through the same, Sylvia has built strong networks in business, and she continues to stand in the gap, giving a helping hand to the community that she lives in. That's why my team and I are very excited to support Sylvia's journey towards Mrs. World. And we promise an exciting digital journey to everyone that will be following the pages. We hope to deliver, we promise to deliver a campaign that is going to be inspiring, encouraging, and also provoke determination. We pray and hope that all of us visit the Mrs. World social media pages and follow the Mrs. Uganda page on Instagram and Facebook to receive real-time updates on what will be going on in the process of Mrs. Uganda and Mrs. World. Also, we have active links in the bios of these pages that lead you to the profile for Sylvia on Mrs. World's pages. So please follow, like, and share, and be ready to be excited and encouraged through this campaign.
Round of applause to Sylvia. Congratulations, Mrs. Uganda, Mrs. World Uganda 2021. Now, obviously, I'm going to open up the floor. If you have a question, you just raise your hand, and we'll just get your question real quick. We'll be having Rachel bring the microphone to you. I would ask politely that the questions are directed towards this particular exact cause. So if you're out there and you have a question, feel free, because I feel like Sylvia has explained really well. Almost stand every stone. Any questions? All right. One thing I'm sure of, Sylvia, is that we have people who would love exclusive interviews, so I guess that's why they're not asking these questions, so that they don't give content to all the other media houses. But yes, so we'll have Julie, who is actually going to coordinate with us to have some exclusive interviews, and then we can take this away. One of the things that I wanted to mention before we move away from that, maybe Sylvia, you can help highlight that situation. There was a question that came up, which was about how the COVID-19 restrictions were able, how you were able to actually go through those and still be able to contest yourself through. It was a question that I got earlier on, and this was the fact that it was held virtually. Is there a way you can give us an experience of how that exactly was, how it turned out for you?
Thank you, Kela. So yeah, actually I went to work, what should I say? It was a blessing in disguise. I think without the COVID restriction, there would not be pageant scouts, and I don't think I would be here. But because of the restrictions and the lockdown across the world, they deployed scouts to go around the internet to pick out viable representative, and I think that's how I got this opportunity, given that I've been heavily hashtagging pageantry things since we managed Miss Uganda for the last 2 years. So I was able to, everything worked together for me to be in the pool of candidates to be vetted for the title of Mrs. Uganda. That was number one. So that was a good thing. The challenge I would talk about was the restrictions on social media that we had in January. So I got announced that I'd been nominated in December, and in early January we had a social media lockdown and internet shutdown. So for almost a week I had no communication with the pageant. They actually thought I'd quit. I'd like gone out of the pageant. I could not send an email, I could not send a WhatsApp. I went into total silence. They didn't know what was going on. So a week later, when we get on the VPNs and email is open up, I was able to reach out to them and explain to them we had a situation in our country that government saw it was necessary to shut down the internet. I wasn't able to communicate, but now I'm back on. But we've had those challenges since so much of the communication channels are still not fully functional. But I'm now glad that situations have come down in Uganda and everything is back on air. Business can move as usual. Apart from that, I think it's good because it being virtual and most of it being online, we do decrease the spread of coronavirus, and it's all our responsibility to make sure that we fight this, we do what we can to fight this pandemic. So if it means that most of the challenges have got to be online, I think it's a good thing if we are saving a life and containing the spread of COVID-19.
So go ahead and just feel free to make your statement, because we have some media houses that would love that in Uganda, please.
Okay, in what direction?
Basically,
introducing myself.
Introducing yourself, and also not detail.
Okay.
Not detail like you did earlier,
Yeah.
but a bit of a summary of that with an introduction of yourself, please.
Okay. Basebo ne bannyabo mbalamusizza. Amannya bampita Sylvia Namutebi Alibi nga nze yalondeddwa okubeera Mrs. Uganda 2021. Mu kino ekintu okuva e Uganda ndi muntu wa kusatu okubeera nga mbeera representative ku Mrs. World stage. Eyasooka yali Halima Namakula omuyimbi, ndooza ffenna tumumanyi, ffenna tumwagala nnyo. Eyaddako yali Crystal Newman, yali radio presenter, and yasemba okurepresentinga mu 2011, egyo emyaka 10 egiyise. So myaka 10 Uganda ebadde terina representative ku international stage representing a Mrs. Uganda World. So ndi musanyufu nnyo okubeera nti no bampadde omukisa guno tinzagenda okuvannyuma w'emyaka 10 tinzagenda okubeera nga I'm representing Uganda. Omukisa ngwaniriza, yali process ya myezi gijo, kyatandika mu mwaka gwa 2020. Omuntu yampandikira ku Instagram, babayita Pageant Scouts, nangamba nti tulaba profile yo tulowooza nti no okuva e Uganda osobola okurepresentinga abakyala abafumbo mweno competition. Twogere tulabe oba it's something ky'osobola okukola. Nange saali mubi nakkiriza neŋŋamba tell me more. So anyway, yansindikira email nampa ebiwandiiko byonna bye nnina okuteekamu, bye nnina okuwaayo, nabiwaayo. Weeks zaayitawo ziizo ne baŋŋamba nti no, eyo stage ngivuddemu, mpandiike application egenda wa international organizers eya Mrs. World. Nasanyuka ne mpaayo buli kimu, biodata kye bayita ebikukwatako byonna ne mbiwaayo, emirimu gye nkola, ki kye nkola, nasoma biki, impact ki gye mbadde nayo mu society, bintu bwekyo byonna ne mbiwaayo, ebirimu ebifaananyi, marriage certificates, amasomero gye nasomera ne mbiwaayo. Omwezi gwayitawo n'essuubi lyali ligenze, naye ne bankubira mu December ne baŋŋamba nti no, you are nominated naye kaakati gwasigaddewo, olina okumaliriza bino na bino na bino, title ojja gifuna. So end of January buli kimu, challenges zonna nazimaliriza, ne title bwe batyo ne bagimpa. Buli kimu kyali ku online, so nali simanyi ki kigenda mu maaso behind the scenes. Abantu abasinga babuuza waliyo banominees balala obamanyi, simanyi. I focused on myself. Nekyemanyi omuntu nga scout wabeera, you scout a pool of candidates. So bwekityo bwe kyajja, zino empaka zibaddewo, guno omwaka gugenda kubeera 43 years old, emyaka 43, zatandika I think most late 70s, nga baziyita Woman of the World. Naye mu 1984 officially zifuuka Mrs. World. So nga ziva mu America, California, nezi hostingibwa in different parts of the world. So guno omwaka gigenda kubeera emyaka 43 nga zino empaka zibeerawo. Ngenda kubeera wa mulundi gwa kusatu okuva mu Uganda okurepresentinga, oluvannyuma lw'emyaka 10 nga tewali muntu agenda. So ndi musanyufu nnyo okutwala kino ekintu mu maaso, si okukikomya ku nze, naye okuzimba platform tina abantu abalala tubasindika, kubanga title ya Mrs. World si title nga bulijjo we tugimanya, naye responsibility, buvunaanyizibwa ng'omukyala, oli kukola ki, okozeewo ki ku nsonga ezi-affectinga community gy'ovaamu, o abakyala bakuliraanye ogenda kukolawo ki, era nga balina funding nyingi ze bawa projects, balina impact nyingi gye bakola mu society. So ndi musanyufu nnyo okutwala buno obuvunaanyizibwa. Mwebale nnyo.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go, Mrs. Sylvia Namtevi Alibi, representing Uganda at the Mrs. World 2021 competition in Sri Lanka, August, September this year. A round of applause one more time as we close this press conference. Now, I'm going to ask the panelists to stay here just for a while. Julie is going to come and give you information on the way forward, especially when it comes to the interviews. To everyone who is here, if you would love to get a drink, please just come and pick a bottle, and you have that. And we are also going to have some picture moments with some of the sponsors. So Julie is going to come and handle that. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have yourself a great morning, a great afternoon.